Today, I want to talk about a bit of a sensitive subject, but still real. Trusting God when you quite don't understand the plans He has for you, or the plans doesn't make sense to you. Because I know if we're all honest with ourselves, we go through moments in life where you just don't understand everything you've learned over the years about life. You get to a point where you suddenly don't understand it and it feels more confusing, right? Whether it's questioning your faith, your direction, your choices, and so on, you get to a point where you just feel confused and you question everything. I think a lot of us grew up being told that we're not supposed to question your faith, especially because if you are a true believer, you shouldn't question it, right? But I don't necessarily agree with that concept, because you get to a point where everything you thought you've done right, whether it's you've waited, you've prayed, you've trusted, and everything just goes sideways, or it doesn't go as you thought it would go, or worse, it doesn't change at all. And you sit there and you wonder, like, what was all of this about? So when you get to that point, when you start questioning everything, nothing seems clear to you, what do? So I know I'm not alone in this, and I know a lot of people are not alone in this. So let's grab a tea or a coffee or water, whatever you want to grab, something to drink, basically. And let's have a little chat. So here's the thing. When life is good, when everything is going right, it's easy to trust God. It's easy, it's natural, and everything is perfect. But when things fall apart, that's where the trust suddenly becomes like really hard, and it's something that you have to fight for, right? You ask yourself so many questions like, does He see me? Does He hear me? Does He even know I exist? Did I do something wrong? Because you feel like He's not answering you, or He's not reaching out to you the way you thought He would be, because everything is falling apart. So then comes that voice that tells you maybe you don't have enough faith. But I would like to challenge that, because questioning is not a lack of faith. It's your faith being tested, and there is a difference between the two. You still have faith. It's just in different form. As humans, we want answers for our questions, because if we understand something, we naturally feel like we're in control, and when we are in control, we feel safe. So when life doesn't make sense, or doesn't go the way you thought it would go, you start filling in the blanks with like questions that doesn't make sense to you, I guess, in general. You start questioning, maybe I'm being punished, maybe I missed something, maybe I didn't do something enough, maybe I did something too much, maybe God forgot about me, right? You put all those stories, thoughts in your head. It creates uncertainty in your head, and it just amplifies all the questions that you're asking yourself. So what I've learned over the years is that we never see the full picture. We don't actually see the full picture because we're in it. We only see fragments of our life at a certain time. So it's really when you look back, hindsight, look at the past, and things make more sense to you. And when you look back, you realize a lot that the delay that you got or was more a protection, something that didn't happen because it was a protection for you. That detour that you didn't expect in your life it wasn't random. It was creating a path for you. And if one door closes, we all know that saying, when one door closes, other doors open. So it wasn't you being punished, it was just creating the path that was best for you. So all of that was just direction. You couldn't understand it at the time, but when time passes, you understand it better. I used to think trusting God was feeling peaceful all the time, but it really wasn't. Real trust looks more like, I don't understand something, or I don't understand this, I don't get it, I'm scared, but I'm still not giving up. And that's it. That's like the whole big thing. Trust isn't pretending you're fine all the time, because honestly, none of us can be fine all the time. It's not the way things are. But it's not necessarily suppressing your doubts. Sometimes trust looks like you're crying in your car because things are not happening the way you wanted it to happen. Sometimes it's just showing up for another day, and that's it. Like, you don't have to do more, you just have to show up for that day. That could be trust. Sometimes it's taking small steps, like even if you don't see the full picture, you don't see the full staircase, you're just taking one step at a time, and that's it. And you just continue. Basically, what I'm trying to say is trust is just continuing and just moving forward, even when things are not making sense to you at the moment. So I've been through enough hard seasons in my life to know what genuinely helps me get through them and keeps me grounded. I'll share them with you, and maybe it will help someone. And if you are watching this and you do also have things that help keep you grounded and help keep you focused, share them in the comments, and it could be helpful for someone. So let's get into it. The first thing is, I remind myself. I always look back, hindsight, to the past, and I tell myself, God has always led me to the right place. And even when I didn't understand it at the time, and so I ask myself, I always remind myself, so what are you scared now? Because every time in the past that you were scared, things always worked out. So why would it be any different now? So I always try to remind myself of that. The second thing I do is, when I'm feeling anxious, or I just have like a heaviness in my heart, or I'm thinking too much, I get up and just go pray. I go pray, and literally I let my worries in God's hands. And after I'm done praying, I always feel much better, and I feel much lighter. I know it's probably, someone's gonna watch this and be like, it's too simple. I know it's too simple, but it works. I don't know what to tell you. You try it and see if it works for you. So the other thing that I always tell myself is that you cannot control everything. I tell myself, do what is in my control, do what you need to do for that, so that you can feel better, and let what is not in your control, let it go, because there's no point on stressing about something that is out of your control anyways. You're just straining your energy, basically focusing on something that you have no control over. And the last thing that I do is, I practice gratitude. I always remind myself of everything God has given me so far in my life. Whether situations, some people would look at some situations and say, well, that was bad, but no, even that, I am grateful for it. I am grateful for the good and the bad, because that's why I'm here right now. And even in the bad, there's always something good that comes out of it. That's how I see things. So I always practice gratitude. I focus on a lot of the stuff that God has given me so far. Doesn't mean I'm not going to ask for anything else. I always ask him for a bunch of things, right? But the way I ask is different now versus how I used to ask when I was younger. I ask him to give me what I want, or what I'm asking for. Instead of saying, give it to me now, I say, give it to me when the time is actually right for me to receive it. And that's it. I don't want him to give it to me just because I want it now. I want him to give it to me when the time is right for me to get that thing. Hope it makes sense. So those are the things that I do a lot to help me focus and to help ground me when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm feeling lost, or I'm feeling like I'm questioning so many things. I try to find a few things that always ground me. One thing that really changed how I see faith is the idea of we are not the authors of our story, we are characters in it. So it's normal, like I said, that we don't see the full picture or the full script of the story. We're in the middle of it. And if you watched any movie in your life, you know that the darkest moments usually in the movie isn't the end of the movie. So often it's more like the turning point right before something like really good happens, or like it switches back to like something amazing that the character wanted. So think about it like that. I don't know if that's gonna help, but I like always thinking about it like that when I'm going through dark periods or dark moments in my life. So if you're in a place right now where nothing is making sense in your life and you're frustrated and you're questioning everything, I really want to say this to you. It's normal. You don't have to understand everything that's happening right now. All you have to do is just keep going, one step at a time. I know it might not make sense to you right now today, but I promise you this is not the final page of your story. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for being here. I want to ask something. What was that moment in your life that only makes sense when you looked back and you were like, oh, that's why that happened? Drop it in the comments, and wherever you are right now, please remember that you are not alone in this. We are all going through our different journeys, our different hardships, and sometimes talking about it is the best thing. So please share it in your community, or share with your friends or family. Talk to them about it, and I hope you feel better. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.